This is the GenWhy Leaders Podcast. Welcome to the GenWhy Leaders Podcast, where we guide millennials to become the next generation of business leaders and entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Hughey, and multiple times a month we bring you interviews from high-performing millennials who are challenging perceptions and changing expectations of our generation. Our mission is to help you overcome fear, take action, and go confidently in the direction of your dreams. It's time to start preparing now, mainly because 10,000 baby boomers are retiring every day, which will create a vacuum of career opportunities that you've been waiting for. Will you be ready?
Hey guys, it's Eric. Just another quick episode today to announce the GenWhy Leaders Awards. If you're not familiar with them, we're really showcasing two awards to focus on leadership and community impact from millennial business leaders. Now, this wasn't just limited to previous guests in our podcast. It wasn't just limited to business owners, millennials within Kansas City. Really, we opened up to anyone who had a compelling story, and the nominations we got were really, really awesome. But overall, really just wanted to put these awards out there and attach them to people who were very deserving of them, that would serve as just another third-party endorsement for their credibility of who they are as a person and a professional. So the two awards were, one, a Mentor of the Year, and two, a Leader of the Year. Pretty self-explanatory as the names would suggest, but the Mentor of the Year was definitely someone who we were looking for, who demonstrated mentorship, leadership, guidance of, passing along knowledge and building up the younger generations. And then the Leader of the Year, this was someone who demonstrated leadership in business and in the community, but really an overall mindset of leadership, success, goals, making an impact within their business. But again, also reaching out in the community and putting the community first. So let's get these winners announced. Our Mentor of the Year was Andrew Potter, the founder of RoKC, a local climbing gym, as well as several other companies. He's got quite the resume. Andrew is our 2020 Mentor of the Year. A little, reasoning why we selected Andrew. I'll just go down the list here, but he's an Army Ranger captain turned entrepreneur. He battled PTSD to still start businesses, and he really turned his passion for rock climbing into that business, and now is operating not one, but 3 rock climbing gyms in Kansas City. If you go back and listen to episode 14, he just speaks with such incredible passion about being a leader and being responsible for creating jobs and the well-being of his employees. He talks about hiring people who have really great character, not so much focused on skill set, but still building them up and coaching them to be very skilled. He also talks about being vulnerable and telling his junior business leaders all about his mistakes, not only so he can learn faster, but also so they can learn faster. So Andrew is a true definition of a mentor. Andrew, thanks for all you do for the KC community, and thanks for being our 2020 Mentor of the Year. Congrats. Now on to our Leader of the Year, or I guess I should say Leaders of the Year, because we selected Andy Rieger and Lucy Reiger of Rieger Co, local distillery here in Kansas City. They are our 2020 Leaders of the Year. A little reasoning why. If you go back and listen to episode 18, you'll catch on to all this, but they just have such a rich and compelling story of Kansas City history. They brought back the Kansas City, Missouri's first distillery and turned it into a lifestyle brand that everyone knows and loves here now. Again, if you go listen to episode 18, you'll have a lot of key takeaways, but personally, after sitting down with them, mine was just a theme of revitalization and new life from almost everything they touch. So, not only did they revive the Rieger Co brand, but also the building that they now operate out of was the historic Heim Brewing Building in the Electric Park District. And even down to the house that they live in, they talked about flipping an older house and bringing it new life. So if you haven't checked out that episode, go do it. It's amazing. And of course, if you haven't checked out their distillery, they're in Electric Park District here in Kansas City, please do so. You won't regret it. It's an awesome place. And then, besides the podcast and the story that I was told from them, or the story that resonated with me, and just in the podcast interview, the biggest reason was really their response to the COVID outbreak. I thought this was really cool, and some of you listeners probably saw the stories out there as well. And so, right at the height of the COVID outbreak, bars and restaurants were shut down, and that obviously hurts their business. No alcohol being sold or distributed or bought, and most of the businesses were shut down for a few weeks here in Kansas City. So they quickly pivoted to producing hand sanitizer, which is a really cool concept. So I just thought this demonstrated such great empathy for the community, but also demonstrated true entrepreneurial spirit and the ability to pivot their business when they needed to, when their back was against a wall, when they're faced with adversity. So Andy and Lucy Reiger, thanks so much for being great leaders in the KC community, and thanks to everyone there at Rieger Co for everything you did and that quick pivot to hand sanitizer during the COVID outbreak to take care of all the people here in KC, and congrats on being our 2020 Leaders of the Year. So that does it for our 2020 awards. Again, Andrew Potter is our Mentor of the Year, and Andy and Lucy Reiger are our Leaders of the Year. So it was really fun. I appreciated this opportunity. It was cool listening back to old episodes with these fantastic guests, and then reading through a couple submissions and just seeing these compelling stories and seeing the great impact that young people have on the KC community as young entrepreneurs and young business leaders. So thanks to all of you for being so outward focused and making the world a better place.
That wraps up today's episode. We hope to have brought you some valuable key takeaways. Most importantly, whatever you learned, take action on it. Apply it to your life. Apply it to your career. Motivation and inspiration only come as a result of taking that first step. So if you're enjoying the podcast, don't forget to like and subscribe on whichever platform you found the show. You can also follow us on all the major social media platforms, or contact us directly at GenWhyLeaders@gmail.com. That's GenWhy Leaders@gmail.com. Until next time, I'm Eric Hughey, and thanks for listening to the GenWhy Leaders Podcast.